Are you looking for a new dining room table but don't want to spend $3,000? Well, look no further. I've got a video just for you. Stay tuned. I'll get started by going over the materials I purchased for this build. We start with a 6x6 by 10. It's a rough sawn cedar, red cedar. All this I got at Menards. They have if you don't have your own chop saw, which I don't suggest using a circle saw to cut these. They usually will have a chop saw at the lumber store that you purchase it at, and they'll let you do it by yourself, or they'll like charge you like $2 to have them do it. But I highly recommend doing it there. It's easier to transport and you get a much cleaner cut. We're doing this whole table with cedar, red cedar. So we've got red cedar 2x4s. These are 2x8s. And this is just construction lumber for support maybe underneath the table. And then in my mind, I'm going to use those somehow. We'll get there. I'll be using a Kreg jig. I didn't want to purchase the whole jig because it's expensive. So I just got the little pilot hole driller guy, a drill bit, and then some screws, and then wood glue. So this is all you'll need, a circle saw and a drill as well. And let's get going. We're going to get started. We've already got the legs cut. So we'll get started by framing it out. So what I'm going to do here is I've got my feet sitting at the edge of the board. I measured this piece, measured it, and then fitted it and made sure it was correct. I'll cut it here. This is a piece of red cedar, and that'll go along the base, and that'll be most of the support there too. So the easiest way of doing this is I've got all of them set out on the ground and know it's concrete, so I put the uglier side on the bottom. Put all my corners in each place, line that up, put that there, put this here, take a pen, mark up right there, and then go back very high end. I just got my line here. And you can't do this one hand, so I'll get you back when it's cut. Now it's cut. Bring it on over here. It should fit. Nice and snug. Now we've got it all framed out. We're going to go back in with our Kreg jig apparatus. You need a clamp actually to just to hold that in place. Put two pocket holes. All right, a quick demonstration on how a Kreg jig works. I've got my my work table here that doubles as a grill. Basically, what happens is you have the jig, and with this, you have to clamp it. You clamp it down. Now the distance from here to there is based on the thickness of wood. So this is a 2x4, which is really just 1.5 inches. So if you go to the instructions for 1.5 inches material, you have it 1.25 inches away from the edge, and that gets you all lined up. So what's going to happen? You've got your drill bit. Your drill bit. You drill this through here, and let me just show you kind of how that works. I'm going to use my selfie stick neck to show this from the side. If this was going in through the wood, it would go in just like that and make a hole there. And then your screw will basically sit just like that, and the screw will end up being down in the middle of the wood. Put this right in there, and it should kind of work on its own. I went slowly because I'm only using one hand. Now we take this off. We've got a nice pocket hole. I have the frame all put together, and now I call my neighbor to help me flip it over. Didn't think about that part. Calling. Got it flipped upside down. Relatively surprised at how sturdy it is. With the top on, it'll be even more sturdy. But here's the base. This is kind of a good picture. This is my first time, seeing what it's gonna look like. And there's possible, there's two ways of doing this. One way I find would probably be the better way, and that's to use your Kreg jig, put pocket holes all the way through on each side and drill them all together. That's a great way to make a top, and then you glue it with some wood glue over there, and that'll hold it together really well. The reason I don't think I'm going to do that is, one, because I don't have time, and my wife invited a whole bunch of people over for tomorrow night, and this needs to be done because we don't have a table. But the other reason is this is all going to be inset inside of this frame, which should hold it all together. So I'm not really worried about these spaces opening up. The other thing is, this is a farmhouse style table, and it's not supposed to be perfect. So like these little discrepancies here, now I'll sand that to be pretty flush, but it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be like this rough sawn cedar, where it's, you know, not perfect. At the top you want it to be nice and soft to the touch, but that's why I don't have a planer or a table saw, so that's why these aren't going to be perfect edges. You may even be able to see through them at points, but that's part of the farmhouse vibe, and that's what I'm going for, so that's what it will take. Alright, got all the borders cut. Now, so just remove the last little bit. You gotta use one of these because circle saws are circular. And everyone knows the circle is not perfect. That's why the world is flat. Just kidding. Boom. All right, so everyone's gonna ask how I'm gonna attach the top to the bottom. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these guys, a couple of those here. Already drilled my Pilates holes, as some people like to call them. Actually, nobody. And then that will kind of rest directly on these guys. A little trick I'm going to use a little piece of scrap wood from the top over there. I'm going to put it here, and I can see just how high it needs to be perfectly level, just like that. I've got the top down on it. I did have to make one change. I ended up taking off that 2x4 and replacing it with the 2x6 here, kind of like a breadboard thing. I just wasn't getting good stability there. So that top, just place it right on top. Yeah, we're on those cross beams that I showed you. These, and then I added diagonal ones here too. So in all four corners, there's diagonal pieces. So that is what gives it its stability, and then supports the top. And now the way I'm gonna connect the top. So right now these are, since we traced it and made sure that it was a really nice, really strong fit, these are in there really well. These aren't gonna move or come off. But just for added support, I'm gonna go in and nail underneath of there and bring them all together, and that's how they'll be attached. So it's looking good. So I did, kept that little angle there, but chopped off that little bit and then put a 2x4. So now it's kind of like a breadboard. And then to get this piece, this is just a little 1x1, and that just drilled right up into there. So now we're gonna go ahead and drill everything together, make sure it's nice and stable. Right now it's still got a little bit of a wobble, but it's really good, really strong. And then we'll sand it down. I'm gonna sand it using a Orbit sander because that's what I have. Basically, you plug it in and you sand it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this wood filler, make sure that it accepts stain, and these little, not so much cracks, but just where the two boards meet, since we didn't plane them, there's kind of a little thing there, so this is called the finger smush technique, where you just go in there and glue it on and just kind of takes away that line and then makes it a little bit more seamless. Things won't get stuck in there, dirt and crumbs. Do this, probably do 1 or 2 of these coats and then you sand it down. It should accept the stain pretty well. Now that we've got the sanding process down, we then wiped it down with a tack cloth. That'll get all the dust off and everything. It's looking really good, nice and smooth. No splinters anywhere. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a stain. I kind of went to the store and had them brought them up. Now it's all dusty, but bring them a piece of scrap wood and just have them test out the stains. We're gonna go with this lighter brown. And then we'll go over with a coat of polyurethane and it will look awesome. Right? So please comment below if I am doing this correctly. So I'm basically just taking some of the stain, pouring it on, going in with like a rag or a t-shirt. Unfortunately I don't have any t-shirts I want to get rid of because I actually wear t-shirts quite often. And then just kind of rubbing it in. I hope that's correct. If not, leave a comment in below and nobody else make that mistake. Ever wonder what happens if you wear latex gloves for too long? Literally dripping. Yuck. We got it all stained. Love the color. This is a dark walnut color and stain, I think. That's what it was. It's dark walnut, yep. Stained all the legs. Anywhere I could see. And the wood filler came out really nice. Also, when you're applying this, just kind of small amounts at a time. You can really see where it starts to give that shine and, you know, smooth finish. Good job, Ava. Thank you. Nice, Jack. Just get that all over the garage floor. There you go. Very good. Very good. Excellent painting attire. You're just wasting so much. Yeah. Just get that all over there. Nope, there you go. Get some pizza in there. Get some pizza in there. Good job. There you go. There. Oh, all over your foot. Oh, that's not going to dry well. Okay, well. All done. Good job, Ava. Alright, the first coat of poly is on there. You'll want to, I'll do a light sanding, and then another coat, and then it'll be done. Might do a third coat. We'll see. So here's the final product. You'll notice I'm wearing the same shirt as the beginning of the video. That's because I'm shooting it at the same time. Came out really good. Doesn't wobble too much, a little bit, but nice and smooth with poly. Love the stain. The legs came out actually really smooth too, no splintering or anything like that. All the cracks are filled. Put some wood putty in there to kind of seal up any cracks that are in there. Wine glasses sit on it really nicely. You can sit on it. Ooh, oh, that was the first time I've done that. Yeah, if you have any questions, please leave a comment, ask away. I'll pan through it real quick and let you see what it is. I'm shooting a video. Really simple stuff. I mean, it's a table. It's got a top and it's got some legs. So go build one. Peace.